It's
Oh,
reading our thoughts.
and it read our thoughts. Hey,
Look at that.
everybody,
It
how
knows
you
where we're at.
doing? It knows we're on air now. Hey, everybody, we're live and welcome to back to the No Cover TV podcast. It's been a few since I've done a couple of shows, and I'm just doing my thing. And I appreciate everybody out there that supports No Cover TV, from the local artists, especially, and the national bands out there, and to everybody out there, all genres and age groups out there. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for checking out the No Cover TV podcast since 97, but I changed the name in 2003. Back when we were on TV, we had a lot of fun, and I wish these guys, the Lunatics Fringe, Cholo is in the house today. I wish they would have been on the TV show because I could just see what would have happened. And yeah, let's just leave it at that, right at that. So we're going to have a great interview with Cholo from the Lunatics Fringe today. And this is their third appearance. And actually, Cholo's first appearance, Mr. Fringe is usually the one on air, and we're allowing him to take a nap at the moment. So, anyways, I usually got a lot of people to thank out there. I'm just going to name a few people that have helped promote the show quite a bit over the time, and that would be Samantha, you're out there. I want to thank Brian, you're out there also, and it just the list goes on. So I want to thank all of you out there. I want to thank my wife, and I want Cholo, the Lunatic Friends, all the support that you give. Low Cover TV. It's about you out there. It's not about me. It's about your music. All right. So before we get into our interview, you know what I've got to do, and I've said it the last shows, but I think Joel remembers what I used to say is my three favorite words, man. Catch my breath, I'm old. Support, support, support. Support these artists. Go to their shows, pay that cover charge if there is one, and then get right to their swag table. This is where they make their money, people. Believe me, okay? Load up. Get that duffel bag, backpack, whatever. Load up with the albums, the CDs, the t-shirts, the posters, the coffee mugs, the shot glasses, panties. I've seen it all. All right. So just get it all. Stuff it in there, get out to the floor and enjoy that show. And see if you can stick around afterwards. Meet these people. They do bite, but it's okay. It's just a little one, all right? Just meet them and get an autograph. I believe in autographs still. It's a great thing to get those autographs. That's right, man. So get an autograph. And remember, these artists love doing what they're doing to put a smile on your face. And your smile and grin kicks back right to them and puts a big old smile on their face. Look at that smile on Cholo's face. That's great, man. So in the house today, this morning, wherever you are in the world, the Lunatics Fringe. Cholo's in the house. How you doing, brother?
Big Al, it's great to see you. Thanks for having us here, or thanks for having me here. My boss sends me on the press tour right now as he's putting his feet up in the office and having a midnight cap.
There you go. We get to do that sometimes. That's nice. Well, it's nice to have you on the show. And like I said, this is the third round, and we've been talking for a couple of years now. And Mr. Fringe, we've given him a little break. Last time I left him in an alley somewhere, and I don't know what happened, but we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I cannot disclose the Lunatic Fringe's location because, I just can't do that for certain reasons. These gentlemen here are highly volatile, kick-ass.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Rock
No,
and roll.
we're live inside Magenta New Media Studios, man.
Oh
We're
man,
live here.
Right here. This group here rocks. Now, the band is consistent. Now, introduce the band members. We got Mr. Fringe. We got you. And who else do we got?
Yes, we got Mr. Fringe, the boss. He plays the keytar, the guitar, the death harmonica.
Right.
He has that angelic voice, that sweet voice that I get to listen to, and, sometimes, but yeah. But he does that, and then we got Anonymous, plays the drums, master drummer, plays the guitar as well, and then you got myself, Cholo, playing the guitar and also playing the drums as well sometimes.
And the drums as well. Now, that's kind of a little dangerous combination, guitar player and drummer. Okay, we'll get into that a little bit with my experiences with. Oh, never mind. Oh my. Anyway, so I think, like I said, keep my eye on all my artists and bands that have been on the show and I know about it. And you are one of the funnest bands out there. I mean, you take what you do serious, but you have a lot of fun, and you put your music into more of a storyboard as a presentation, I hate to use the word comic really, but I would say storyboard kind of comic that is kind of a cross between South Park, and it gets a little more edgier with Beavis and Butthead stuff, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's really cool, and so now we've got the music side, and we've got that side of which you are making books out of comic kind of books, story books, right?
Yeah, man, we're bringing graphic novels to life on
Right.
stage. We're bringing a story to life on stage, and
Yeah.
we want to bring the audience in. We want to grab them, grab the
Yeah.
audience, and just have a high octane rock and roll show.
And that you do, and I'm sure when Mr. Fringe is up there, doing his thing, and I'm sure he definitely grabs them literally and pulls them a full. And that's
Yeah,
great.
some lawsuits are pending. Some lawsuits are pending. So
Exactly. That's why we cover up our faces and go in disguise at times. Why do you think Kiss wore
yeah,
makeup for so many years? No, I'm just kidding. So, anyway, Cholo. Now, Cholo, I got to ask you a few personal questions before we kind of get into the music and other part of the
I
interview
didn't shower
here.
before this interview, so I did not shower.
That okay? We did want to know that. Not okay. There's other questions I want to know. Okay, no, brother. You're in a kick-ass band, and like I said, you do some drumming and guitar playing. But dude, when did this start? I mean, at a young age, I'm thinking you had to start around 8, 10, 12 years old. Was that when you got your first instrument, possibly?
But what happened is it started when the Party of No took their foot and pressed it down and just said, "You can't do what you want to do." And I said,
That's
"Why can't I rock and roll?" And they said, "Because your music sucks." And we said, no."
No, no,
So
no,
it,
no.
it started there, and then the battle has been going.
And the battles were going. That kind of my mindset too. I played rock and roll just to piss off everybody I could. And yeah, it worked. It was great.
Yeah, man. God
But
bless Black Sabbath, man.
wow, oh man, oh let's even go down that road. Wow, talk of my era.
Well, it's the
Ooh,
riffs,
yes
man. It's
indeed.
the riffs. It's the riff. You hear that riff. When I heard the riffs,
Wow.
yeah,
Right, exactly. War Pig, going on. Oh my goodness, turning that
Symptom of
up
the
and just
Universe. You know?
yeah, yeah. And then you might throw on, Stairway to Heaven and just get lost in that for 10 minutes, And it was
Yeah,
just amazing. It
yeah.
was just you could just flip it around. So it was real cool back then and with the albums and stuff. So back then, now, like I said, about what age, what did you start playing first? Drums, guitar?
I started with guitar, man. I always loved guitar. I mean, to me, the best entertainer and just the guy is Jimi Hendrix. He's just the top. He's kind of just the, you know, yeah, Jimi Hendrix, Dimebag Darrell, James
Oh, yeah.
Hetfield. I mean, you throw all those guys in the mix. Jimmy Page. I mean, it just
Oh,
just the riffs these guys came up with, man.
it's amazing because I tell people and students that a guitar and most instruments are never ending. You will always can learn and learn and learn from the instrument no matter how long you've been playing. I mean, you can just do some crazy stuff with guitars. So yeah, that's really cool. So all right, so now you're a young gentleman. I know and so back in that day, what were you listening to around 15, 16 years old?
The crazy thing is like I remember a buddy of mine put a tape on my. I was in school and he put this cassette tape on my desk and I looked at it and it had this cow on the front with this piercing in it and it was Aerosmith's "Get a Grip."
There you go.
And then like the first song on there, like Steven Tyler's like "Wake up, kid, it's half past," all that stuff. I'm like, whoa! I'm like, I gotta wake up, man.
I gotta wake up. I gotta check this shit out. Right?
Yeah, and I turned the cover of the cassette and I looked at these guys and I'm like, this is what they do for a living. I'm like, what?
I can do this possibly? Right, yeah, exactly. That was my thought. It's like, wait a minute, I could do that? This is what I'm going to strive for. So, yeah, you can do it.
They
But
they just they were so magical, man. I mean, music in
er,
general, just.
the very talented group. It was wonderful to see them live a few times, and a lot of
Oh,
those people
awesome.
back in the day. Definitely, I'm great people, and I'm still got a little beef with Judas Priest because I partied with them and they got me a little too messed up. But we will go back to
Oh.
1981. Okay, we'll leave that year
Oh man, you gotta talk about that with
alone.
Mr. Fringe because I bet you he was around in that time. But I know that's for another podcast for sure.
I was around, but I wasn't around. Okay, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. Those events turned him green, man.
So did that one. Oh my gosh. So yeah, we'll move on. It's not about me. Let's move on. Okay. So all right. Now you're playing guitar. Now did you play in maybe a high school band or anything, or was it just a hobby at that time?
Yeah, like basically, got a guitar and just kind of met a couple buddies in high school and started playing in bands, man. Just really just started playing gigs wherever we could, and just kind of did that, meeting people to play music.
That's
I
what it's
hated
about.
sports. I couldn't. I sucked at sports. I had the height for it, but I
Yeah,
couldn't
you
do
look
it. So,
tall.
and you know what? I wanted to be like on the stage because the sports weren't working. So, but then it was kind of fun. I got to be on stage and I realized, ooh, this is what any performer ask them once they get the taste of the stage. You can't let it go.
You don't what? Yeah, once you get that first bite of it, and you get over that little maybe butterflies in your stomach and stuff, then you can just tear it up, and you can have a great time and just play the audience, play with them, and enjoy it. It's a great time. It is. It is
Yeah.
definitely. So it's a lot, a lot of fun. So okay, so you jammed around in high school and stuff then, but 18 hits, and of course that's when we get the slap in the face that hey, get off your ass, kid. You got to get a job, do something with your life. Did we move on to college or anything, or what did we do, man?
Yeah, I've been in a couple bands, in college years and stuff, doing that, and kind of had, the crazy thing is, even when I was doing all the bands and whatever I was in, then there's always this creative element of mixing multimedia and rock and roll, and kind of like, how do you do that?
No,
And I love theatrical performers, but it's kind
right.
of like that question that where I was trying to answer in my head conceptually, saying, how can you do this and bring a story to life? And it took me years of kind of just meeting, I mean, musicians of all types of personalities, let's say, and,
Yes.
and dealing with and realizing that, seeing kind of like behind the curtain and seeing like, oh, that's what this shit looks like. Okay, so, you have a blank
Right.
stage, blank canvas. What do you want to do? You know?
There you go. There you go. And that's the fun part. Like, I'll just touch back on the TV show. Blank canvas, but then you turn it into a wonderful, stage for the musicians and the lighting and stuff like that. So it's cool what you can do with that canvas, and then to put your own creation and sound emanating out of that, and the people appreciating and loving what you're doing. That's kick ass. That's great, brother. That's awesome. So okay, now let's move on. So now let's remind everybody, what year did we meet Mr. Fringe and everybody, Mr. Anonymous, and start the Lunatic Fringe band?
Yeah. So we basically met 2019. We got the live band together. We had the first album done, but Mr. Fringe doesn't remember making the first album. We want to say we don't want to say he was drugged or incapacitated, but let's just say we got the vocals tracks done, and he had a headache. So that's what we go with, and he doesn't acknowledge it, but it happened, and he was
It
there.
happened. It was so because we do have witnesses.
Right. So we get that. So we moved to 2019 where he's a little more clear headed, and we found the right medication for him. Let's just say, to balance him out. Let's just say.
Right, right. You got to have
And
that balance.
exactly, because we got me and Anonymous and I call Anonymous the president of logic because when stuff gets all crazy, he'll be like, "No, man, it's got to be like this," and we're like, "Oh yeah." Okay, like it's not that complicated. It's like it's not rocket science. It's rock and roll.
You gotta have one logical person in the band, I guess.
Yeah. Because I myself, I go with the riffs and the maniacal escapism and all that other stuff. So,
Right.
but yeah, so we go to. But yeah, 2019 we start going live, and I should say 2020. I should say that 2019 the tail end. That's when we get the live band together. It's when we get Mr. Fringe's clear head going, and we get everybody ready to go. Then the good old
Great.
pandemic comes around, and we
Yeah, of
get
course.
at a stall. But the crazy thing is even though the Party I Know was doing this and doing that to us, we still went and played gigs, and we did like maximum capacity during the pandemic. There was like 35
Wow.
people in the room, and they considered that sold out.
Sold out. There you go, man. 35 people. You
We'll
gotta
we'll
love it,
take it,
man.
man. We'll take it when everything is shut down. And I don't even know
Oh
where these
yeah.
people were coming from, man, because they weren't supposed to be out, but we were like, we want to go out and play, you know?
Well, that's cool because that was a crappy time, and I feel bad for a lot of the venues and the artists because it tore up a lot of bands and it tore up a lot of venues, unfortunately, man.
Big Al, and the aftermath of what happened is so crazy too. So the times we live in, with just the way I'm not sure how the local scene is out by you, but by us, it's taken a total left turn, man. I mean, it's
Yeah.
almost non-existent,
That's what I'm feeling from what I'm hearing back in the States. I mean, of course, over here in Asia, it's a little different with music. I think they're great at what they do, and it's funny because they speak, Thai, but they sing America, Western. Yeah, so it's funny, they can't understand a Western word, but they sing Western. So I don't get it, but they are wonderful here, just like in America. But I noticed the lull in the local scene, and that's actually why I started the show back in the day because the local scene was never getting pushed out there. The radio stations, even the local radio station, nobody wanted to touch them. Nobody wanted to put them on stage. They needed a name or somebody that was known. It was like, F you, so I'll get on TV and do what I got to do. So that's where this all came from. And it's people like you that support the local bands and keep kicking them in the ass. Don't give up. Keep pushing yourself because you can do this. Definitely. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I mean, one of the things we came back into is we saw the flip side of it, whereas like it was basically the cover bands and the tribute bands were now bringing people into the places, and the
Right.
local original music was getting nothing. I mean, we're getting like 15 to 20 people at a show, and I mean and I would say to the bands around us because I look at other bands, I'm like, guys, you know what? It's not your fault. It's really not your fault. You guys are promoting the shows. It's this weird atmosphere we're in right now. And the cool thing is, it's not going to last forever, but we
No.
have to endure this,
I kind of look at it as we always go through a reset, whether it's a 5
Yeah.
or 10 year reset with music business, even because back in my day I started out with super VHS tapes, then VH, and then DV, then DVD, then to digital, and it's like everything changes, and so you got to adapt, I guess, as we go on, and unfortunately. AI is kind of ticking me off. I love to use AI for business, but not for music. I don't like that. So, anyways,
Right.
it is what it is. So, my friend, okay, so anyways, you started. Now, how many albums we got out so far, and are we working on a new one right now?
Oh yeah, behind the scenes we got a bunch of stuff going on, but I mean basically 3 albums out right now. The latest album is called "Threatening the Order." We put that out in 2024, and we got the graphic novel, the comic, or I should say the graphic novel, the album, and and the cartoon we just put out in October. So we have that
Sweet.
going on. But yeah, behind the scenes, we're working on the 4th album. We can't say a whole lot about it because we're kind of just still, Mr. Fringe wakes up early and we got to give him suggestions on
I
songs
get
and
you
stuff.
right
So,
suggestion. Don't tell
yeah,
me.
we're in the writing process. So if he'll come, I mean, I'll come into it and play these riffs sometimes. He'll be like, "No, Cholo, no. We got to do it this. Rock and roll, Cholo. Rock and roll.
Rock
Not
and
roll
roll.
and rock. Yeah, not roll and rock. Rock and roll."
And rock and roll, yeah, don't roll. We got to rock first. And
Yeah.
roll. There's a rhythm to the madness, I guess you
Yeah.
could say. So it amazes me you've been together so long, and you all three are, I'm gonna be nice, crazy MRFers. This is great. I mean, to see you guys live would I just knock my socks off. I would just have a great time. You guys are amazing at what you do and your music, your stage presence. You just, like you said, you captivate the audience, and that's what your job is to be an entertainer for the people out there, and you do a hell of a job, my friends. Yes, you do.
Well, thank you, Big Al. We appreciate your support for the independent artists out there. We're in a weird era with the Party I Know, where they've kind of infiltrated everything and they've given all the power to the tribute bands and the cover bands. And I don't want to hear Jesse's Girl anymore, man. I don't want to hear all these songs that they're just I get it. It's like it's crazy. It's a crazy world we're living in, man.
Yeah, very, very crazy. We don't want to put that song in my head. Please don't put that song in my head.
Mr.
Please,
Fringe put that
no.
song in my head the other day, man. That's why I had to do it to you. He started
I
singing it
will.
to me. I'm like, and it sounded
I'll
so
kill
good. I
you.
was like, ah.
I'll kill you. No, 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 not Richmond Field. Okay, so okay, can you tell everybody tell everybody out there where they can find the Lunatics Fringe and your music and your YouTube videos and all that good stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to tell everybody we got two big shows coming up.
Yeah,
Elgin Fringe Festival. We got
that's
Friday,
right.
September 25th, 6 p.m. Saturday, September 26th, 7:30. You can go to elginfringefestival.com to get tickets or check out our social medias. And lunaticsfringe.tv. You can check out the cartoon, the graphic novels, stream by your steel, the album, and
Bye,
listen to the music,
bye,
man.
bye. There you go. Have a good time. Get out to the festival. Festivals are great because you never know what's going to happen. And maybe Mr. Fringe will just jump off the stage and do a little surf diving. Oh,
Uh,
wouldn't that be cool?
we got a bunch of toe tappers going on, and hopefully he'll keep his pants on. That's for sure.
You might want. I would just suggest tie a rope to his ankle so you can pull him back in because you're going to probably need him eventually.
I'm
So
going to
yeah.
talk to Anonymous about that. I'm going to talk to
You
Anonymous
should
about
talk
that.
to Anonymous about that. My stuff. That would be fun. Oh my gosh. I got to get on stage with you guys. This would be great.
Oh man, come on out, man. Come on out.
Whoa, man. Oh man. But I'm old school, so I'll be kicking amps and throwing drums and things like that, starting fires. So I don't
that
know if that works for
that is great.
you.
That's great 'cause we don't play concerts, man. We stage nervous breakdowns with
There
amplifiers.
you go. Exactly. I'll do a Jim Morrison and flip myself on the floor and roll around for 20 minutes, and stuff like that. So yeah, it's all good.
Nice, man.
So it's great. So, your videos are great. So please go to their YouTube channel. It's wonderful to see the storyboard comic the videos that they do are just hilarious and awesome. That coincides with the music. So check out the music, which is even grasser. That's a new word, baby. I gotta write that one down. So, anyways, check that out and stuff. Now, are you guys out playing right now, or are we kicking back just writing and recording? What's going on?
Right now we're doing kind of a mixture of things. We're finishing up the next graphic novel. We're putting together the next studio album, and we're working on these two big shows for the Elgin Fringe Festival. We're going to give the audience something really, really special, and we got something up our sleeves that we're just ironing out and just working out the details. As they say, the devil's in the details, and ah, you know.
The mad scientists are at work. I love it because I can
Yes.
just
Oh yes.
imagine. Oh, I can just imagine. And I think when I want to say I've seen it all, I probably have it with you gentlemen.
Ah.
So, my
And you'll come
goodness.
out and play with us, and then we'll do even more, man. It'll be great.
Be even more crazier, exactly. Oh my goodness! Now we're doing the Elgin Fest. Now, are we been able to get out of your private location and do a little small mini tours or anything like that?
The issues with a lot of it, with everything, is just finding places to play and everything else. I mean,
Yeah.
even with the bookings, it's just a different environment out there, and us as like an entertainment group playing in and bringing this kind of this Vegas style show into these places. It's not kind of the regular norm, as a lot
Right.
of other bands are doing, and it's difficult to even locally. I mean, it's like it's almost a ghost town. So when we get into like this festival, this Elgin Fringe Festival, these are a bunch of artists that are very eccentric and creative, and more up our alley, man. I mean, it's just like
Okay, cool.
it's cool to see people put a little more effort into doing different things, and
I like
it
that.
is what
I
it
like
is.
that.
But
It
yeah,
is.
it's a weird world. I mean, you put out that book, man. It's the industry is so much different now than whatever it was. Even when I was like a young cholo,
Oh yeah.
it's so. I mean, and obviously we're all adapting to it, but it's so. It's just even on a local level, you see the major guys struggling and scrambling and doing what they're doing, and so I mean, it's a
Yeah.
trickle down effect, really.
It is. It's difficult. I mean, most people, yeah, they just, and I hear from 90% of my artists, I just want to play music. That's all. But on the other hand, you do need to learn a little bit of the business, and I suggest a
Oh
little
yeah.
bit of everything from the soundboard because every sound man is different, and some of them you want to kick their butts because you get too much treble, too much bass, too much feedback, this or that, and it's like you want to go back and just set it yourself. So know how to do simple things. And it's not that hard to do, people. A soundboard's not that hard to run, okay? So,
Yeah.
mixing and mastering, it takes a long time, okay? So, anyways, learn it all. Just don't be a musician. I mean, do your talent, but learn the trick of the trades, okay? Definitely. So, let's move on now. We're doing the festival. This is going to be a great time, man. So, and now, on this stage, because festivals have a big stage, are we going to have a big screen behind us with a lot of visual effects?
Yeah, so basically, we're gonna have our banner on there, and we're also gonna have a TV on there displaying different visual effects going on. And I don't want to say too much more about what it's gonna be. I don't want to just lay it out and say we're gonna do all this
All
stuff, and this is how it's gonna
right.
look. I will say this though, it's gonna be the idea is to really grab the audience. I was sitting out even at rehearsals. I tell the guys, I'm gonna sit in the audience and watch us, and that's kind
There
of
you
where I
go.
want to sit with the band.
That's a good idea. I would, even, if you use a wireless, for your guitar, just sit out there in the audience and play guitar to them, and nobody's really going to know until you actually stand up and go to the stage. I guess that would be pretty cool. Never thought
Well,
of
yeah,
that
what, and it's also the fan perspective too. Is just a performer. I tell the guys, I'm like, when we're playing our set and we're designing the show, I'm sitting as a fan in the audience and kind of looking at the band and saying, because a lot of times as a fan you'll sit and you're like, oh, it'd be really cool if they did this and really cool if they did that. So I'm kind of like, let's do this, let's do this, let's do that, and then I bounce it off with Mr. Fringe and Anonymous,
Sure,
and between
sure.
we all put our stuff together and figure it out.
I like that. Now I'm going to throw this question out, and it just came to me because let's go down here. Now I know you're independent. You're not signed to a label or anything, are you? You're still
No.
independent.
Yeah,
So
we just
okay.
Magenta Moon Media Studios. That's who helps us out.
All right, great. It's good to have a great studio behind you. But let me ask you this question: say down the line, some guy in a suit walks up and slaps a big old contract in front of you and says, "Take it to an attorney and have it read and get back to me." And the terms, everything looks great. It's all in your favor, and you're going to get $1 million up front on the contract, on top of your royalties and everything else is included. And you sign this, and you get your $1 million, you three. Oh, God. Just don't give it to Mr. Fringe, okay? Just you two hold on to it,
The
okay?
gambling man, the gambling
Right,
man.
okay, so give him a couple bucks. All right, 20 maybe.
Yeah.
Well, all right, so you got your $1 million, but my question is, and we're going to go back to what we were just talking about, walking towards that big stage, you got $1 million. How would you build that stage, and what would you put on it to blow the freaking mind off the audience? I mean, you go back to Kiss, like what they would do with the cannons and the flames and all the
Yeah.
everything. Just those kinds of stages. Would you do something like that, or would you be basic? I mean, what would you
Nah,
do?
man. The great thing with that it would be the resources and talking with certain production companies and just sitting down at the table and saying, let's make this happen. Because yeah, I mean, up
Right.
here. Yeah, I mean you got the thing, but it takes the money and it takes the
Right.
resources and the people. You say the suits. Yeah, I need to sit with the
Right.
suit and say, and the suit says, "Hey, go do this." I'm like, yes,
Right on, right. So
because
that means
technology, you know.
technology, exactly. But I think would be cool is if I send you, Toto, a box with some tight spandex, some 8-inch boots, heels, and a sequin shirt. I think that'd be pretty freaking cool, dude. You look like Casey and the Sunshine Band. Oh my goodness.
That's my Sunday morning, man. That's my Sunday
Yeah,
morning.
right. That's like my Sunday morning outfit. I like.
I'm gonna go and
it.
have a talk with some priests and have some nice little Coors Lights with them.
Hey, that's a good one. I like that, my friend. I like that. Okay, let's have some fun with some questions here. Okay,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure if I hit Mr. Fringe with this because sometimes I don't remember things, and I don't think he does either. So let's just go down this road and see. All right.
Yeah, Mr.
What
Fringe, it
happened?
depends on the day. What day ending and why are we talking about?
Exactly. That's how I work too. Okay, so all right, let's go with this question. You're going to get two answers on this question, and this would be people. All right, I want a person alive and a person that's passed away. All right. Since you were a kid and you picked up that guitar and you're listening to your first albums all the way to now, who are the top two people in the world that you'd want to step on stage and play with? Just you.
Oh man, I would. Let me see. You know what, man? Ever since I saw him on stage at Ozfest, and it blew my mind, and it was during the daytime too, man. During the daytime, Dimebag Darrell. It would just. I just like to play rhythm behind him and have him just.
You're right.
I'll just do the chugging, man. Dun, 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 and he'll smile at me, and I'll just have that one single memory, just from a kid, man. Dimebag, and honestly, man, he's a living artist right now, but just to me, like, he's just up there with everybody. He's James Hetfield, man, and I just the same thing, James. Rhythm, man. I just want to do rhythm behind, and that's gonna be hard as shit to do, man, because he's tight as shit,
Yeah, he is. How about anybody passed away?
He passed away. What's crazy? Just to be in the room with this person, Keith Moon.
There we go. I have not heard that yet. There we go. What an icon. What a legend, Keith Moon. Oh my goodness. Well,
just the stories that I've heard of that guy, and it just, I want even like just to play in the room with him and like you say, hey dude, let's just jam, and just to see, because I know he did with the Who, everything he did with the Who in his like crazy personality, walking through the windows and the Batman suits and whatever he did,
We didn't do that shit in the 80s. We really didn't.
Dude, you guys had too much. You guys had the best time, man. I mean, it's like you guys. I mean, there's rules now because of this stuff,
There are rules because of what we did. They put liability laws in place.
Liability. That's the word.
Yes, we can't throw drumsticks in the audience. We can't break our guitars and throw them in the audience anymore. We can't throw buckets of blood like Ozzy would do in the audience and things like that. So yeah, it was crazy times. We did a lot of stupid shit.
That's what I grew up watching, though. That's the thing. Like as a kid, it's like that's just because that's the magic of the stuff. But I grew up, and then now it's like you see, like everyone's. It's so processed, It's,
right, and of course, like you started Lunatics Fringe in 2019, so you really, you were back in the era when. Kind of my time when it was cassette tapes that we passed out. We put our posters up nailed them up on all the telephone poles. That's why all telephone poles have a million nails. And now it's all digital. I mean, what do you think? Did you have that opportunity to pop the trunk and run around with a cassette tape and put flyers on cars and things like that, or just digital?
I was able to do that in former bands, kind of going through, learning the process. But as far as Lunatics Fringe, no, man, we were brought into like just kind of the modern age, into streaming,
a little more easier.
We had CDs, and people still liked holding that physical product, which is wonderful. But I've had people at shows I show them a CD, they look at me like I'm from like 1920. I'm like, I wasn't even around in 1920, man.
I wasn't around in 1920, damn.
Well, it's like crazy, man. It's like, this is art. This is art, and they're like, art, and they're like, can I get it online? I'm like, oh yeah, you can stream it, yeah.
Right. That's cool. That's the best thing is about being able to stream all worldwide, where we used to have to mail our shit worldwide and it took forever. So anyway, or an email.
Yeah, that is a huge benefit of that. That's true.
Ooh. So let's move on to another question. Okay, now I've got quite a few here, but anyways, two answers on this one, and let's say for the whole band. Let's talk for the whole band here. Think around the world, what two stages in the world would the Lunatics Fringe like to play in?
We would love to play at Wacken overseas.
Yeah.
And we would also like to play at Hellfest overseas.
Oh, hell yeah, my God. 100,000 people, dude.
Notice I said both European festivals,
Right.
We just, No, it's something's the music. I don't know. Everything just the water's better. Something in the water. I don't know. Or
There's a
beer.
secret. There's a secret over here, my friend. Oh yeah, we kind of keep it to ourselves. So, anyways, but yeah, I see when I send my metal or heavy bands to Germany, I can't get them back because Europe will eat you up and they won't let you go. I'm serious. You're not going to get home unless your visa expires.
We
So
would
it's
we would love to get
like,
over to Europe, man. Europe. That's what I feel. I feel like Europe. I do feel Europe would just not let us go, and I would love for
oh.
Europe not to let us go. That'd be great.
That would be great. So now, are you guys in the process of writing some new stuff for an EP or LP coming up? Well, you got some new stuff
Yeah,
coming on, yeah.
yeah. We're writing a bunch. We have a bunch of songs written, and we're kind of just fine tuning things and kind of just just keep working on it and everything, man. We're not in a rush to get the next album done. We
Right.
pretty much we got the graphic novel all done, and that's all kind of ready to go. But the music we're kind of taking a little more time with, and we're doing good, man. We're feeling really good about it because
Nice.
it's really it's like you're capturing a moment in time. So we want to
Okay, right.
capture our moment in time, and then when that time is ready to release it, then boom.
Right. Now, on the graphic novel, are you doing it in like novel one, two, or chapters? Are we creating one big novel? Are we doing this? How are we doing this?
Yeah, so every graphic novel is basically it's all part of a big story, but each one is each section. So the next one coming out will be the fourth one in the series, and it kind of just continues the story. We
Okay.
last left off with the roadie Fink Fontana, our corrupt roadie who screwed us over majorly.
Right.
Basically left the band for dead, and then went AWOL, only to find that he basically. We have some information that he might be the new leader of the party. He kind of went to the dark side, and he just said, kind of, just screw the Lunatics Fringe. He's got a lot going on, man. I mean, lots of.
Wow.
I went to the office. He's the only guy who had the management key because we let him with a lot of
Right.
responsibility.
Right.
And empty whiskey bottles, a bunch of pennies on the floor, a lot of
Expected.
yeah, it was crazy. So, and there was a lot of
Uh,
things stolen, and
right
luckily
on.
he didn't. Luckily,
His pocket
he
is
never got the
ruined.
masters though, man. We kept all of our masters, so he never got the masters. So we're good.
Well, good, good. Because I was going to suggest, I'm just going to iterate this real quick since, I've been writing books and publishing them. Have you ever thought of going and publishing? Because you can do it for free. And it says just type in KDP in Google, go there, and you can put it, you can make it into an ebook, a paperback, or a hardcover. But I would make each chapter into an ebook.
Yeah, man,
And
that sounds great.
it's free to do, and you can sell it for whatever you want, and you get a little bit of royalty off it. But at each chapter, then you can combine at the end. You can combine 5 together, 10 together into one big book, and then you can sell it as a hardcover or whatever. So it's just a suggestion, and it's free to
Oh, that's
do.
a wonderful suggestion. I appreciate that. Yeah, I haven't checked out that avenue, but I definitely yeah.
Yeah.
I'll check with you after the show too about it. That sounds great.
Let's talk after the show because I could possibly help you. I'm already working on my second, well, fourth, whatever book, but another series. So, anyways, let's talk after that. So let's move on. Let's go to another question here. Now, what would you say is the biggest audience you played in front of?
The biggest audience we played in front of was probably in Darien, Illinois. We had just it was just right after the pandemic kind of stopped and people were coming back out to shows, and it was right before the cover bands and the tribute bands completely took over everything.
Uh,
People were back out, and it was pretty much a nice packed place, man. It was a local club, but
okay.
dealing with the times that we're in,
Yeah.
you talk to someone from the past, and they're like they have this reality of the past of what things were, and that's not what reality is now.
Things, yeah,
And so
definitely,
so
definitely.
that was it was a great crowd. And but it was crazy because I noticed after that a shift and change with just it was more of the public. It was we still saw a lot of
Oh,
people come into the shows and stuff this and that, but it, I don't know what it was. It's an
it's
interesting
kind of a
time.
yeah, it is. Yeah, generations have changed and things have changed, but definitely. But even that show to any show that you have played and all the guys have played with you, when you get on the stage and you're playing up there, man, and people are just jamming out, and rocking and maybe mosh pitting and stuff, man, that's got to put a big old smile on your face and hit you in the heart. How does it make you feel, man?
Oh, it makes me feel great, man. I've had people come up right after the shows, and like this one guy, I remember we got done playing, and after a show, you're drained, but you still got that buzz from just playing the show.
Yeah,
and this guy grabs my arm, and man, you guys just high octane rock and roll, man. And I'm just like, whoa. I'm like that was like, I felt like it was like a B12 shot. I was like, oh, thanks for that medicine.
You don't expect things, and later in years, I've used to have to always have security and private drivers. So yeah, because you can't watch every corner in your back at all the time. So definitely. So anyways, okay, let's move on, my friend. Okay, now this has to happen because this happens to all my rock and roll, especially my metal and heavy metal bands. Okay, now this can be any time journey throughout Lunatic Fringe or maybe any other band. But be honest with me. Any embarrassing moments you want to talk about on stage?
Well,
Well,
yeah, I got something funny for you. Mr. Fringe is gonna kill me for this, but well, I'll get harassed next rehearsal. Let's say
next rehearsal. There we go. You got a week.
I got a little time, and I'm gonna get a clean pair of shorts before I go into rehearsal. Anyways, one night, and actually it wasn't really on Mr. Fringe, but it was just a crazy moment that was unforgettable with the audience. The Party You Know had drugged Mr. Fringe one night at a show, and he basically just started stripping in the middle of Anonymous and I did not know that this was going to go on. And so basically, first there's a shirt going off, and I'm like, okay, so he's just going to go shirtless. Like, okay, cool. And then once he got down to his boxers and luckily stopped. But Anonymous and I are just like, next song. Okay, man, we only have 5 songs left. We're just like we do not go on. And Mr. Fringe grabs the microphone. He looks like, this is how you put the microphone on. And I'm like, I'm not singing, Mr. Fringe.
You remember? Oh God, the stories are coming back. Ouch! Oh, dude,
but we got off the stage safely. Just so the public knows, we got Mr. Fringe in a car after the show safely home. And he was fine. He woke up the next day and he thought that I sang half the set, but I told him I can't sing like that.
This Mr. Fringe kind of sounds like twin of a singer of my old band because we go out and get drinking and stuff, and we turn around and he's gone. And next thing you look out the bar window and he's naked walking down the frickin' street, and it's like shit. So we go lock him in the back of the car, and he escapes, and there he is naked walking down the street again. It's like, oh, come on, man, we want to have a good time. So yeah.
The thing that was crazy is he got poisoned by the Party You Know. So it was completely unexpected.
Unexpected, and I think he did mention that in one of the shows, and I think I laughed so hard that I barely remember what he said.
Oh yeah, man! I had to just tell you from our perspective, from the rhythm section, backing him. It's like I'm like, what are me and Anonymous were like, next song, okay, and then we're like,
go faster, let's get this over.
Yeah, we both hugged each other when this show was over. Mr. Fringe is like, we got 2 more. I'm like, no, we don't.
We're done. We're over. Show's
there are
done.
no encores at festivals.
Sound man, bring it down.
He's like, wait, I'm at a festival? I'm like, no, we're not at a festival, man.
We're in a room all by ourselves. Let's just walk away. That's great. Okay. Now, I've got some questions here. Now, these might be difficult but fun. Now, I feel that, I love what the music you're doing. You're hardcore. You're in the face. Great stuff. But you and every Mr. Fringe, I don't know about Mr. Anonymous. I haven't met him, but I'm thinking you guys all got a wide variety of music taste genres that you enjoy throughout, history from the 70s, 80s, whatever, you probably have a little taste. So what I want to do is take you on a little journey here. Now, you remember the old studios back in my day? They were the bigger buildings. If you open the door, you go past the receptionist, you go down the long hallways, and on each side is doors. And each door has a little window. There's studios. You got your sound studios, your drum studio, vocal studio, whatever. You got studios, okay, all down the hallway, okay? You got doors that go into each studio. And each studio has musicians in them, entertainers. And I'm going to have you walk down that hallway and peek in some of these doors. And I want you to tell me which door you'd open first, okay? After I tell you who's behind them. Okay?
Okay.
Now, this could be interesting. Now, what I am going to do here is actually pay homage to mostly people that have passed away, and then probably homage to a couple that are alive, okay?
Okay.
So let's go down. Let's go down to door number 1. And we're going to come back in my time a little bit. Door number 1, you're walking down the hallway. You take a look over to the right. You look in the window, and there's sitting Randy Rhoads with Ace Frehley.
Okay.
Okay, having a chat, playing a little Les Paul, jamming, having a good time. Okay, and then there's a door right across the hall there on the left side, and over there, you've got Johnny Rotten and Sid Vicious.
All right.
Now that might be a dangerous door to open up. I'm not too sure about that one. Okay, now let's keep walking down the hallway to number 3. So now, you look on the left side over here, and you look in there. There's Ronnie James Dio and Ozzy sitting there. Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, and now you got another door, and that's on your left side across from them. And I don't know if you remember this artist, but I think you do. You're going to have Alice Cooper in the room, and I can't believe I'm going to say this person's name, Gigi Allen. Do you remember Gigi Allen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So those are the 4 doors. Which one would you open up first? You've got Ace and Randy. You got Johnny Rotten, Sid Vicious, Ozzy, Dio, and you got Alice and Gigi.
I would, because it's gonna be let's just, this is like a once in a lifetime thing where I got 4 doors, and
Yep.
I want to go to meet Alice. Honestly, I want to go meet Alice, but if I pass up on Ozzy and Dio, I will be kicking myself in the ass. And even Gigi Allen, I would love to just sit with Alice and Gigi Allen. However, I will literally kick myself. I'll wake up in the morning and just go, that's how I'll start my day.
Right.
That's how I'll start my day.
Want...
I'll be like, okay, so I'm going to get to go with Ozzy and Dio. Yeah.
Ozzy and Dio, that's great because both great individuals, great shows, been to many of them. And as far as Gigi Allen, before you go in the room, there is a raincoat hanging up that you can put on just in case. And if everybody knows what I'm talking about, you know why.
Yeah.
You're going to need that. Definitely, that's so great. But I do have 2 people, well, actually 3. We've got 2 more doors. And these are people that are alive, okay?
Okay.
All right, and which one are you going to open up first? Okay, so we go down farther. This is where the bands are playing, okay, and they're sitting and stuff, okay? Now, this is going to be an interesting one. On the right hand, in the big room there, you got Bob Seger and Ted Nugent sitting there, collaborating. Okay, now that's pretty interesting, and they're good friends of mine. And now let's talk about the other side. On the left side, you take a peek in, and what the fuck? You take another look. You got Gene, Paul, Peter, and I'll put Ace in there. Let's say Ace is in there too, okay?
Oh,
Kiss.
boy.
What would you do, my friend? What would you do? Bob Seger, Kiss.
I'm gonna say this. I got a lot of respect for Ted Nugent. I was just listening. Actually, I heard Fred Bear the other day, and I just heard a bunch of this doggy. I loved everything he does.
Oh, yeah.
But if I don't go talk to Kiss, and even if Gene Simmons is an ass to me, even if he's an asshole to me, at least I can be like, oh, he was an asshole to me.
I was the one dick in his life, right? There you go.
Yeah, what am I going to say to him? What am I going to ask him to say? I'm influenced by your band. Everyone is.
Right. It was my first album.
The theatrical forefathers. Like any band that likes theatrics likes Kiss.
Yeah, and I want to thank Kiss because they are the ones that put me on the road to be where I'm at. When I was 9, 10 years old, was the first album I got. Was Kiss, definitely. So it was great. No looking back. Those are some great answers, my friend. Now, are you? Now I know you're getting a lot of views on YouTube and stuff, and you got quite a lot of fans out there all over the world. What do you think of that? It keeps growing, too. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy the way the world works. Everyone is sitting wherever they're at, and they have their phone in their hand, and they and
Mm,
they, they somehow stumble onto us, whether it's through another artist. It could be, whether it's Avatar, or whether it's Ghost, or whether it's Marilyn Manson or other theatrical artists who are going down the pipeline, and they
right.
just they stumble upon us, and there you go. And then when we get interactions with stuff, so it's a crazy new world, and we're loving. We're always on the run from the party, and just kind of sick. And we're waiting. This new leader, we're kind of wondering what's going to happen with this guy, because we have hints that it could be Think Fontana or our old corrupt roadie, but we're gonna see. So
All right, good deal. All right, where we at? Oh, 15 minutes already, brother. Man, we could talk all day. But anyways, we're going to get wrapping the show up. I want to thank Cholo from the Lunatics Fringe for being on today, representing the band. Check out the Lunatics Fringe. Go to the YouTube channels, their site. Where, again, can they find you and the music and everything?
absolutely, we got the lunaticsfringe.tv, and get your tickets at elginfringefestival.com. We got shows coming up Friday, September 25th, 6 p.m., Saturday, September 26th, 7:30 p.m.
All
Rock
right,
and roll.
yeah. Rock and roll, that's right, my friend. Rock and roll. Now, I got to say, there's a couple questions, but there's one thing I want to say that's a statement that you put out there that I love. A rock and roll cartoon for ADHD generations. I like that. That's good, brother. That needs to be the title of the freaking next chapter.
That's it. Wait, hold on. Wait, squirrel. Hold on. Wait, hold on.
Shit. Well, okay. Anyways, we're going to get wrapping this up, folks. I want to thank you out there, everybody. But a couple more questions before we leave. And I asked this to Mr. Fringe, and I don't even know if he remembers what he told me, and I don't even know where he remembered what he told me. But right now, in 5 years, where do you see you guys? Where do you want to be right now with the Lunatic Fringe in 5 years?
We want to be playing Vakken overseas, and we want to be playing Hellfest overseas.
There you go. And that can happen. That can happen. Definitely, man. Dreams do come true, my friend, don't they? That's great. You never know what doors are going to open up, and I can see them opening up fast for you guys. Oh, yes, indeed. Now, this other question is, I don't know if any of you in the band have children, young ones at all, but this one is a question for them, or I want your answers for the question for them, whatever. But anyways, this is for the kids. You got any advice you'd give to the young ones out there that want to do what you and I do?
Yeah, yeah. You know what? Find your passion. Find when you wake up in the morning, before the world gets in your face, before people start telling you what you can't do and what you can't do. Think about what you want to do, and go do it.
Yes,
Find your
exactly.
passion, man. Find your passion.
Find your passion. Exactly. That's excellent advice. And I'll throw a little bit in there too. Is don't listen to the crap behind you, because you're going to have a lot of people yakking and saying this and that and pointing into this direction and that direction. Follow your own direction. Do your own thing. And haters are the best things in the world. I love my haters. They're the best fans out there. So enjoy your haters, man. Just suck it in and love them. Give them a big hug and a kiss, because they love
Yes.
it. So do
Grab
your
'em.
own thing, kids. Out there, straight grab them. Yeah. Let have a big L at them. All right, okay. But anyway, that's another story too. So anyways, I want to thank Cholo for being on today, brother. It's been a great time. Thank you. And tell the guys.
Thank you, Big Al.
hello
We appreciate
for me,
your
all
support.
right? And always, my friend, you need anything, now stay around after the show here. We'll talk a little bit about what we were talking about earlier with the book and stuff, okay? So,
Sounds great.
Good. All right. So, everybody, go check out the Lunatic Fringe. We're going to get out of here. Check out the next show, which I have no clue what it's going to be, but it'll be another show, man. So, check out the No Cover TV podcast. We're going to get out of here. Tell everybody, peace, brother. Peace.
Peace.